This will hopefully be a very brief episode just to recognize the passing about a week ago, April 18th, of Dickey Betts, singer, songwriter, and guitarist extraordinaire for the Allman Brothers Band. So I'm going to dispense with my usual intro and outro on this episode, and I'm going also to avoid giving an obituary. You can check those out on your own if you haven't already. Instead, I wanted to recommend 2 live box sets of the Allman Brothers Band that both offer something quite unique. Let's check it out. The first box set of the Allman Brothers Band that I wanted to share with you is the Allman Brothers Band 1971 Fillmore East recordings, and it opens up like this. It has a very nice glossy booklet attached, which has information about what was going on with the band at that time, and then detailed information about each set in here. And there are 6 discs, as you can see. Now, this was first released, of course, as a double album, and that's included here in the 6-disc set. In my opinion, that double album is one of the best live rock recordings ever, and probably the Allman Brothers' best release ever. Concert promoter / Fillmore East and West owner Bill Graham usually called the Allman Brothers his favorite band, I think along with the Grateful Dead. And both bands played a mix of rock, country, blues, and jazz with long jam improvisations. And the Dead, I believe, had more variety in their solos and in their improvisations. They would usually not play the same song the same way every time. Whereas the Allmans, I think, if you listen to the songs in here, they're playing it basically the same way each time, which is not a put down, but the just difference between the two bands. The Allmans also had a more rigid set list than the Dead, usually playing the same songs for each set, whereas the Dead would change their set lists almost every night. But enough about the Dead. I did want to say also that both the Dead and the Allman Brothers Band, I think, released far better live recordings than studio albums. So let's take a look at what you're gonna hear in this box set. Now, these recordings have the classic lineup of the twin lead guitars of Duane Allman and Dickey Betts. You're gonna hear songs like Whipping Post, Statesboro Blues, and In Memory of Elizabeth Reed, which Dickey Betts wrote and is one of my personal favorites. You're going to hear those several times throughout these sets. The original 2-disc set is here, like I said, and the sets from 3/12/71, the first and second shows, they play 2 shows a night, are all previously unreleased, and then various other songs throughout these 6 discs are also unreleased. On 3/12 and 3/13, Tom Doucette is playing harmonica on various songs, and then on 3/12, Rudolph Juicy Carter is playing saxophone on various songs. So if you're familiar with the original 2-disc set, it's very interesting to hear harmonica added to these songs, and especially saxophone added to these songs. Now, do those 2 instruments work with what the Allmans are playing? Well, you're going to have to find out for yourself by listening. The other live set I wanted to share with you is this one, Brothers and Sisters Super Deluxe Edition. And there's the listing of tracks if you want to freeze frame that. And it opens up like this. Again, you have a booklet. This one comes out, and these booklets basically tell the story of the band and what's been happening to them. They've had, quite the tragic, interesting history. And then the discs are inside here. Folds out like that. So this was recorded after Duane died in a motorcycle accident. And so Dickey Betts was the only lead guitarist left, but Chuck Leavell, the piano player, they used the piano as like a second lead instrument. So instead of having Duane and Dickey Betts playing off each other as twin lead guitarists, they had Duane and Chuck playing off each other with piano and lead guitar feeding off each other. And it's quite an interesting thing to hear the piano used as a lead instrument like that. So definitely worth checking out. Disc 1 is the original Brothers and Sisters studio album. Disc 2 is a collection of jams, rehearsals, and outtakes. And Discs 3 and 4, live at Winterland, another Bill Graham-owned venue in San Francisco from 9/73. Most of that is previously unreleased. So that's the real value in this 4-disc set, I think. Now, as far as CDs go, and if you can buy these 2 sets, I'm assuming you can get them somewhere if you really wanted to. I don't know what's going on with CDs. You guys still collect those? I have a fairly big CD collection, and honestly, I haven't touched them in a long time. I don't even have a CD player in my car anymore, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But if you're not interested in buying the CDs and you have Spotify, both those sets, all those discs and those sets are streaming on Spotify. That was why I was so specific with those dates. In case you want to check out those specific dates that are unreleased, you can go straight to those. Other streaming services like Apple Music, I assume they're on there as well. So rest in peace, Dickey Betts. We just lost SCTV's Joe Flaherty. We lost character actor M. Emmett Walsh. So we're losing some really good ones, but we're going to keep on trucking. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave a comment or suggestion down below. Is there a specific Allman Brothers album or performance that is your favorite? Share it with us. Otherwise, see you next time.